Hold on to your seats, because what just went down in the love and hip-hop universe has fans gasping, jaws dropping, and social media on absolute fire. In a twist no one saw coming, not even the most seasoned drama detectives, Mena has stepped forward with a jaw-dropping revelation that's about to flip the entire franchise upside down. Yes, you heard that right. Erica claims that Mendeecees Harris, yes, Yandy Smith's husband, is the biological father of her baby. And that's not even the real bombshell. The DNA test results have just come in, and let's just say, they're not what anyone expected. Now, picture this. A tearful Erica pacing back and forth in her luxury apartment, phone in hand, trembling. The screen fades to black before flashing the words, DNA results, confirmed. Meanwhile, Mendeecees is seen clutching his head in disbelief, muttering, "This can't be happening," as chaos erupts behind the scenes. Friends divided, families torn, trust shattered, and Yandy, her reaction was so explosive, producers reportedly had to step in to keep her from confronting Erica on camera. Allegedly from cryptic Instagram posts to tense behind-the-scenes conversations, clues have been building for weeks, but nothing could have prepared anyone for this. Insiders claim Erica has been holding onto this secret for months, waiting for the right moment to come clean. And that moment, it arrived in the form of a primetime confrontation that had producers scrambling, fans screaming, and cast members completely stunned. And just when you think you've wrapped your head around this shocking twist, boom, enter the DNA envelope. The results were read aloud in front of cast, crew, and cameras. Gasps, screams, phones whipped out, and a truth no one was prepared for. How did this even happen? When? Where? And most importantly, what happens now? Stay with us, because this scandal is about to get juicier than anyone imagined. In this video, we're breaking down every emotional meltdown, every betrayal, and every sizzling confession that's turning this love and hip-hop fairy tale into an all-out war. You won't want to miss a second. The truth has surfaced, the lies are unraveling, and the drama. Oh honey, it's just getting started. It all began one humid afternoon in Atlanta, the kind of day where the air itself feels heavy with secrets. Mena sat alone in her dressing room, staring blankly at the mirror. Her makeup was flawless, but beneath the contour and lashes, there was a storm brewing. For weeks, she'd been carrying a secret so explosive it could destroy not just one relationship, but two families, and an entire reputation. The whispers had started after she gave birth. Her baby boy's features didn't quite match Safari's, her ex. The fans speculated, the blogs lit up, but Erica remained silent. Until now, she clutched her phone and took a deep breath before dialing. "We need to talk," she said, her voice shaky. On the other end was Mendeecees Harris. His voice, calm but wary. "About what?" he asked, almost already knowing. Erica didn't hesitate. "It's about my son. He's yours." There was a long pause. Deafening silence. Then Mendeecees replied, "Erica, don't play like that." But she wasn't playing. The pain, the anxiety, it was all very real. She had the receipts. She had the DNA test in a sealed envelope sitting on her coffee table. And she wasn't backing down this time. Weeks prior, there had been a cast party. One of those glitzy love and hip-hop events where champagne flowed and grudges simmered beneath designer smiles. That night, Erica and Mendeecees had disappeared for over an hour. Cameras lost track of them, and when they returned, both looked rattled. Rumors had floated, but producers dismissed them as just party talk. Erica knew better. Something happened that night and now the consequences were undeniable. Flash forward to now. Erica sits across from Mendeecees in a quiet restaurant, one chosen far away from prying eyes. She places the envelope between them like a ticking bomb. He stares at it, then at her, his jaw clenched. "You seriously did a test?" "I had to," she whispers. "I needed to know." He doesn't touch the envelope. Instead, he leans back, exhaling hard. "How did it get this far?" he murmurs. "How did we get here?" The scene plays out like a tragic opera. Erica's eyes well up. "I didn't plan this. I didn't want this. But when I saw his face, he looked like you. Not Safari, you." The conversation becomes a back and forth of regret, of hidden moments and blurred lines. Erica reminds him of the time they spent together before he got back with Yandy, insists it wasn't just a fling. "You confided in me," she says, her voice rising. "You told me Yandy didn't understand you anymore, that she was all about image." Mendeecees rubs his temples. "We were both going through stuff." "That doesn't mean this." He gestures to the envelope. Is my reality? But what if it is? She shoots back. What if he's your son, and you've been ignoring him? Outside, the paparazzi are sniffing. A blurry photo of them together surfaces online with the caption, "Late night meeting or love and hip-hop plot twist." Fans explode with speculation. Yandy, meanwhile, sees the photo and immediately dials Mendeecees. He doesn't answer. Her texts go unread. That's when she knows something is off. Later that night, Yandy shows up at their home and demands answers. "What the hell is this?" she says, shoving her phone in his face. "Why are you out with Erica? What's going on?" He tries to deflect, saying it was just a talk, nothing serious. But Yandy isn't buying it. "You've been weird. For weeks," she snaps. "You've been hiding your phone, disappearing for hours. I know you. I know when something's wrong." Mendeecees finally confesses. She says the baby is mine. Yandy freezes. "What?" Her voice cracks. "She did a DNA test. Says she's got the results." Yandy's world spins. She drops onto the couch, stunned. "So, what, you two? While we were still together?" He nods slowly, eyes downcast. "It was before we reconciled. It was during that break when things were bad." Yandy stands up, livid. "You think that makes it better? You think saying we were on a break is gonna fix this?" Their shouting match echoes through the house. Cameras roll outside. Meanwhile, Erica is at home reading comments online. Some fans call her brave. Others accuse her of clout chasing. One post reads, "Girl just wants another storyline." But Erica doesn't care. She knows the truth, and now, so will everyone else. Back on set, production scrambles to prepare for the confrontation of the century. Mona Scott-Young is rumored to be adding extra security for the upcoming reunion taping. Word has it Yandy wants to face Erica woman to woman. And she's not coming empty-handed. In the days leading up to the shoot, Mendeecees grows increasingly withdrawn. He stops filming, stops answering texts. Even his closest friends say he's acting paranoid. One even jokes, he looks like he's seen a ghost. And maybe he has, because nothing haunts you like the truth. Then, the day finally arrives. The reunion taping is packed. Cast members are buzzing, producers are pacing, and fans are tuned in by the millions. Erica walks in wearing a fierce red dress and a look of icy confidence. In her hand, that same DNA envelope. Yandy arrives seconds later in all black, eyes locked onto Erica like a laser. Mendeecees is the last to arrive, face stoic, emotions unreadable. The host kicks things off lightly, talks about season highlights, a few laughs, but everyone knows what's coming. Finally, the moment arrives. "Erica, you've made a serious claim," the host says. "That Mendeecees is the father of your child. Are you ready to back that up?" Erica nods. "I didn't come here to play games. I came with the truth." She hands the envelope to the host, who slowly opens it. Tension crackles like static. Everyone leans in. Even the camera crew looks nervous. The host reads aloud. The results indicate a 99.9% probability that Mendeecees Harris is the biological father. The room erupts, screams, gasps, shouts. Yandy stands up, visibly shaking. "You disgusting coward." She yells at Mendeecees, "You lied to me. You played me." Mendeecees tries to speak, but she cuts him off. "Don't say a damn word. I gave you everything. Everything. And this is what you do." Erica, meanwhile, just sits quietly, letting the chaos unfold. "I told you," she whispers, almost to herself. "I told you, he was yours." Security steps in as Yandy tries to rush toward Erica. Mendeecees is caught in the middle, torn between two worlds, his past and his present, and the entire cast is left shell-shocked. Even Safori, who isn't on set but watching remotely, is seen pacing furiously in an Instagram. "Liv. She really did it," he mutters. "She really went there." The first part of the reunion ends in flames. And just when you think it couldn't get more intense, Erica drops one last bomb before walking off stage. "I have proof. He knew all along." Cut to black. Chaos still reverberated from the DNA test reveal when Erica's final words pierced through the lingering tension like a dagger. "I have proof he knew all along." That line, those 7 explosive words, left the room in a stunned silence. Mendeecees, visibly shaken, looked like the ground had been pulled from under him. Yandy, no longer screaming, stood frozen with wide eyes and trembling hands. Even the host had to take a moment, struggling to process the magnitude of what had just been dropped on national television. As Erica turned to walk off stage, producers rushed toward her. headsets buzzing, begging her to clarify. Erica, what do you mean? Are you saying Mendeecees has known this whole time? Without even blinking, she said, yes, and I have the texts to prove it. The next morning, blogs were flooded with screen captures. Text messages, allegedly between Erica and Mendeecees, dated months before the reunion, showed a chilling conversation. Erica, he looks like you. Are you sure you don't want to know for real? Mendeecees, let's keep this between us. I got too much on the line. Fans were stunned. Shock turned to betrayal. Had Mendeecees truly hidden the truth, not just from Yandy but from the world? Some loyalists rushed to his defense, arguing the messages could be fake. Others weren't so sure. That's his style of typing, one fan commented. The abbreviations, the way he talks. That's him. Inside their home, Yandy was unraveling. She hadn't slept. She hadn't eaten. Surrounded by cameras and chaos, she felt utterly alone. I don't know what's real anymore, she sobbed into her friend Kimbella's arms. He looked me in the eye and told me it wasn't true. How do you forgive that? Kimbella, caught between loyalty and truth, tried to console her. Girl, these men sometimes they act like they're untouchable. But don't let this break you. You're a queen, with or without him. But Yandy wasn't looking for affirmations. She was searching for answers. Meanwhile, Mendeecees had gone radio silent. He shut off his phone, refused interviews, and skipped a scheduled photo shoot with his son. Producers were livid. This is gold and he's ducking. One executive allegedly said. They tried contacting his manager, but even his inner circle had closed ranks. He's dealing with it privately, was the only response. But Erica wasn't done. She posted a cryptic Instagram story, a close-up of a man's hand holding a baby bottle and the caption, "Funny how people pretend not to care when they were right there feeding him." The internet exploded. Was that Mendeecees? Was she? Implying he had already met the baby. Yandy saw the post and lost it. Cameras caught her throwing a wine glass across her kitchen. I'm done protecting him. I'm done being the image of the perfect wife. If he's been sneaking around this whole time, let the world see who he really is. In retaliation, Yandy sat down with a media outlet for an exclusive interview. She looked poised, but the pain in her eyes was unmistakable. I gave that man everything. I held him down when he was locked up. I raised his kids like they were mine, and this is what I get. A betrayal this deep. It's unforgivable. The interview was raw, emotional. Clips went viral. Celebrities chimed in. Cardi B tweeted, "This is why women gotta protect their peace. No one else will." Tamar Braxton posted, "Yandy deserves better. Period." Erica, on the other hand, remained In her next confessional, she said, "Look, I didn't make this baby alone, and I didn't ask for this drama. But I won't be the villain just because. I told the truth. Mendeecees is the one hiding, not me." The Love and Hip Hop production team saw a golden opportunity and scheduled a one-on-one sit-down between Erica and Mendeecees. No audience, no cast, just the two of them, face-to-face with cameras capturing every flicker of emotion. The day of the shoot, Mendeecees showed up 30 minutes late. He walked in looking exhausted, wearing a hoodie and sunglasses. Erica sat across from him, calm, collected, and stunning. The tension was so thick it felt like the air itself might explode. She spoke first. "I told you we'd end up here. The truth always comes out." He sighed, taking off his glasses. His eyes were bloodshot. "You had no right to put my business out there like that." Erica scoffed. "Your business? You think this is just your business? That's my son, our son. You don't get to hide behind your image while I raise him alone." Mendeecees looked down, visibly conflicted. "I wasn't ready. I didn't even know if it was true. That's why I got the test," Erica snapped. "And now you do know. So what's your excuse now?" Silence. The kind of silence that screams louder than words. Finally, Mendeecees looked up. "I messed up. I was scared. Scared of losing Yandy. Scared of how it would look." Erica's voice cracked. "But you weren't scared when you were lying next to me that night." He clenched his jaw, guilt written all over his face. "That night was a mistake." Erica's face hardened. "Maybe for you, but for me, it created life. And he's not a mistake." There was a pause. A long, aching pause. "I want to be there for him," Mendeecees finally said. "But I don't know how to fix this." "You can start by acknowledging him, publicly," she said. "He deserves that." The cameras cut just as Mendeecees nodded. The moment went viral within hours. Memes flooded the internet. "I want to be there for him" became the latest trending phrase on TikTok, with users parodying the line in wild scenarios. Yandy, however, wasn't laughing. She watched the footage and immediately called her lawyer. "If he thinks he's going to have a secret family and still have access to mine, he's out of his mind." By the next day, headlines screamed, "Yandy prepares to file for separation." Fans were devastated. "They were our last hope," one comment read. "If Yandy and Mendeecees can't make it, who can?" Mendeecees was spiraling. He posted a black screen on Instagram with a caption, "Sometimes silence is the loudest cry for help." Friends urged him to seek therapy. Castmates reached out, trying to console him, but he shut everyone out. And then came the ultimate twist. An anonymous tipster sent producers a video clip, grainy but clear. It showed Mendeecees leaving a hotel lobby with Erica months before the baby was born. He's seen helping her into a car, kissing her on the cheek. Date stamped. Time stamped. Undeniable. The video was aired on the next episode. Fans were floored. Erica didn't even flinch. "That's the night it happened," she said. "That's the night everything changed." Yandy refused to be on that episode. "I'm not giving this circus another minute of my life," she told producers. But the viewers, oh, they were hooked. Erica ended the episode with one final mic drop. "He wanted to keep it quiet. But I refused to let my son be anyone's secret. He deserves the whole truth. And now, he's got it." Cut to Mendeecees alone in his apartment, holding a tiny pair of baby shoes. No words. Just silence and a slow tear rolling down his cheek. And just like that, the curtain fell only for another one to rise. Because next up, Yandy's revenge, and it's about to get ugly. The fallout was more brutal than anyone had expected. After the grainy hotel footage aired, showing Mendeecees and Erica together before her pregnancy was even public, the internet exploded. Blogs, YouTube channels, Twitter threads, it was all anyone could talk about. Hashtags like hashtag DNA deception, hashtag Erica Mena bombshell, and hashtag Mendeecees mess trended for days. But while the fans indulged in the spectacle, Yandy Smith was quietly preparing her next move, and it wasn't going to be subtle. Behind closed doors, Yandy was gathering evidence, seeking legal advice, and planning a narrative that would flip the script entirely. No longer just the betrayed wife, she was going to reclaim her power. "You want to humiliate me on national television," she said to her assistant as she slammed her laptop shut. "Watch how I turn that humiliation into domination." Producers approached her for a follow-up sit-down. They wanted her reaction to the hotel video, to Mendeecees' tearful confessional, to everything. At first, she declined. "I've said all I need to say." But then, she had an idea. A way to steal back the spotlight and control the narrative. So, she agreed, but on her terms. The set was redesigned for Yandy's solo interview. Black velvet curtains, dramatic lighting, and an elevated stage. When she entered, dressed in a power suit and dripping in designer jewelry, it was clear, this was no broken woman. This was a queen ready for war. The cameras rolled. "I watched that clip like everyone else," Yandy began, her voice calm but icy. "I watched him lie. I watched him manipulate, and I realized, Dev been building a legacy with someone who was building secrets behind my back." She leaned forward, eyes sharp. "But let me be clear, this isn't the end of Yandy Smith. This is the rebirth." She then revealed that she had already filed legal papers to separate her finances from Mendeecees. "I don't know where this is going yet, but I'm protecting myself and my children. He can go figure out how to be a father to his other child." It was the clapback heard around the world. Erica responded with a subtweet. "Funny how people play victim when they weren't even in the picture until after the damage was done." Mendeecees, now thoroughly caught between the two women, tried to call both but neither answered. Erica blocked him outright. Yandy silenced his number. Caught in the eye of a storm of his own making, Mendeecees made a surprising decision. He contacted Mona Scott-Young directly. "I want to film a special," he told her. "Just me. No edits. Just truth." Mona agreed on one condition. He had to face Erica on camera again. No interruptions. No running away. After days of silence, he reluctantly agreed. The producers titled the special, Mendeecees, in the Crossfire. When the special aired, it was raw, vulnerable, painfully honest. Mendeecees sat alone, looking visibly aged, like the weight of the truth had shaved years off his spirit. "I lied," he admitted on camera. "Not just to Yandy, not just to the fans, but to myself. I wanted to believe I could have it all and not face the consequences. But that's not how life works. He described the moment Erica told him she was pregnant, how he panicked, how he convinced himself it couldn't be his. I told her to keep it quiet, he said, voice low. I told her I couldn't lose what I had. He paused, but in trying to protect my image, I lost something far more important. I lost my integrity. When asked if he loved Erica, his answer was a hesitant. I cared about her. We shared something real for a moment. But love's complicated. The most shocking moment came when Mendeecees confessed he had met the baby secretly. Twice. I needed to see for myself. And when I held him, yeah, I knew. The backlash was immediate. Yandy's reaction, explosive. She stormed into the producer's office the following morning, demanding to be taken off the season entirely. You let him lie to my face, to America's face, and now you want sympathy for him. I'm not your puppet. I'm done. She posted a video that night, not on TV but on her personal Instagram. It was raw, tearful, and unfiltered. I tried to keep it together, she said, eyes red. But I'm human and I'm hurt. So, here's my truth. I'm not perfect, but I loved that man with everything I had, and he threw it away for a secret that didn't even need to be a secret. The comments section exploded with support. You're so strong, one fan wrote. We ride for Yandy. Even Erica, surprisingly, left a comment. Just a single heart emoji. Fans didn't know whether it was shade or solidarity. But one thing was clear, the war had entered its quietest, most devastating phase. Then, out of nowhere, another bombshell dropped. A former assistant of Mendeecees came forward anonymously to a gossip site with damning claims. He always knew. From day one, he was even sending money under the table to help Erica with baby stuff. He just didn't want it public. They posted receipts, Venmo screenshots, a blurry photo of a diaper bag purchased from a luxury baby boutique. Even an Uber Eats order delivered to Erica's house titled "For Lil Man." Mendeecees was cornered. The fans who had clung to the maybe he didn't know theory, gone, replaced with disbelief, disgust, and a new rallying cry. He's just like the rest. Faced with undeniable proof, Mendeecees issued a public apology. A statement posted to his Instagram read, "To my family, to my fans, and most of all, to my son, I'm sorry. I was scared. I was selfish, but I promise to do better. I'm ready to be the father he deserves." Too little, too late, Erica responded in an Instagram live. We don't want your apology. We want your action. Start by showing up. Then we'll talk forgiveness. Meanwhile, Yandy began posting content about her solo journey. New chapter loading. She captioned a video of her renovating a new office space. Let the healing begin. But healing was far from the next chapter because the producers, always one step ahead, were already planning the reunion finale. And this time, the entire cast would be there. Safari Kimbella, even Rich Dollaz was flown in to add to the chaos. The build-up was intense. Everyone wanted to know, would Mendeecees and Erica finally settle things? Would Yandy forgive or fight? And would the baby make an appearance? When the reunion finale began, tensions were high. The cast greeted each other with hugs, side-eyes, and long, uncomfortable silences. Erica sat center stage, unbothered in a sequined gold gown. Yandy sat at the opposite end, exuding silent power in emerald green. Mendeecees sat between them, visibly nervous, clearly dreading what was coming. The host wasted no time. It's been a roller coaster season, filled with emotion, secrets, and revelations. Tonight, we bring closure, or at least, we try to. They revisited the biggest moments: the DNA test, the hotel video, the anonymous assistant, the confessions. Every clip triggered gasps, groans, and even a few tears. But the real climax came when the host asked Mendeecees the question everyone had been dying to hear. Do you take full responsibility for everything that's happened? Mendeecees nodded slowly. Yes. I hurt people I love. I made selfish choices. And now, all I can do is try to fix what I broke. Erica turned to him. Fix it how? With another Instagram post. Another empty promise. I want to be in his life, Mendeecees said. I want to be present. Yandy scoffed. You want to be present now? After the lies. After the backdoor deals. Good luck with that. But then Erica, surprisingly, softened. He's your son. He deserves to know you. I won't get in the way of that, but don't expect me to forget what you did. There was a long pause, and then, for the first time, the three of them sat silently, no screaming. No throwing shades, just three broken people facing an even more complicated future. And just as things began to settle, the host turned to Erica. "And what about the receipts you teased?" The proof he knew all along was there more. Erica looked directly at the camera. "Oh baby, there's more. And I brought it tonight." Cut to black. As the screen faded in from black, the air was thick with anticipation. The cast, the crew, the millions watching, everyone braced themselves. Erica Mena sat with a subtle smirk on her lips, a manila envelope clutched in her perfectly manicured hand. Her calmness was unsettling, like the eye of a hurricane that hadn't finished its destruction. "I told y'all," Erica began, slowly and deliberately. "This wasn't just about one test or one night. This man knew. He always knew. And if I'm gonna carry the weight of this story, then it's only fair that the truth be fully told." The host, eyes wide, gestured for her to proceed. Mendeecees sat stiffly, beads of sweat forming on his brow, while Yandy crossed her arms, face unreadable but eyes blazing with fire. Erica opened the envelope and pulled out several printed screenshots. "These are emails, dated, timestamped, from his personal account, sent to me and his assistant, discussing doctor appointments, financial support, even a baby name suggestion." She passed them to the host, who skimmed quickly before reading aloud. "How's baby MJ doing? Let me know if you need anything this week. I'll have Mark send you the usual. And this one, we can talk names later. Just don't do anything crazy, please." The audience collectively gasped. Phones were out. Hashtags began forming in real time. Yandy didn't even flinch. I knew it, she muttered under her breath. "And still, you had me on national television defending you, making excuses. You let me look like a damn fool." Mendeecees rubbed his hands together, visibly crumbling. "I wasn't ready for this to come out like this," he mumbled. "Oh, so now you're the victim," Erica snapped. "You had 9 months and a whole year after that to step up like a man. Instead, you chose silence, and I chose survival." The host intervened, trying to maintain order. "Mendeecees, do you deny sending these emails?" He shook his head. "No, I don't deny it, I didn't know how to fix it. I thought if I could keep things separate, maybe no one would get hurt." The crowd erupted with boos. Erica laughed coldly. "Nobody would get hurt. You thought you could hide a whole child and nobody would get hurt." Even cast members, who had remained silent, began weighing in. Kimbella leaned forward. "You played everyone. And that's what hurts the most. You made us believe you were the reformed man, the family guy. Turns out, you're just better at hiding the mess." Safari, who had flown in last minute, chimed in from the sidelines. "And you," he said, pointing at Erica, "you always said you were done with drama. But look at this. You just blew up 2 families, and for what? TV ratings." Erica stood up, furious. Don't you dare come at me like I created this chaos. You walked out on me. You left me alone, pregnant, humiliated, and now you want to act brand new." Safari stood too, but the host quickly stepped in, shouting over the noise. "Sit down, all of you. This isn't going to become another screaming match. We need to get to the core of this." And that core was spinning out of control. As the room began to settle, the host turned to Yandy. "You've heard everything now. The texts, the emails, the admissions. Where do you stand?" Yandy looked directly at Mendeecees. Her voice was low, but every word was razor sharp. "I stood by you during prison. I raised your kids. I built a life on loyalty and trust, and you demolished all of it with one decision. So where do I stand? I stand away from you." She removed her wedding ring, placed it gently on the table, and walked off stage. The entire room froze. Even Erica looked stunned. For a brief moment, the camera zoomed in on Mendeecees' face: defeat, heartbreak, regret. He didn't chase after her. He didn't speak. He simply stared at the ring, knowing it symbolized everything he'd lost. After a commercial break, the reunion resumed with just Erica and Mendeecees remaining on the couch. The air was quieter now, somber even. The war was over, but the wreckage was everywhere. "I don't hate you," Erica said, her voice softening. "I really don't. I just needed you to acknowledge him. And now that you have, we can move forward, but not together." Mendeecees nodded slowly. "He deserves better than how I handled this." "So do you." "Damn right he does," she whispered. The host then revealed one final surprise, a pre-recorded video of Mendeecees meeting his son, on camera for the first time. The clip was intimate, no flashy edits, no music. Just a man holding a baby, tears streaming down his face. "Hey, lil man," he whispered, voice cracking. "It's me. I'm your dad." The entire cast watched in silence. Even those who had criticized him sat motionless. The power of the moment disarming all cynicism. Erica wiped away a tear, her tough exterior melting for a second. When the video ended, the host wrapped things up. "This has been the most emotional, the most intense, and probably the most honest reunion we've ever filmed. Tonight wasn't about ratings. It was about reality, raw, painful, unfiltered reality." As the cast slowly began to exit the stage, the future still hung uncertain. Would Yandy and Mendeecees officially split? Would Erica and her child receive the co-parenting support they needed? And would Mendeecees truly change? Only time would tell, but one thing was certain. The truth had been exposed. The lies, the secrets, the backdoor deals, they were all laid bare under the bright lights of reality TV. And in the end, every person had to face their own reflection in the mirror of their choices. Outside, paparazzi swarmed. Erica shielded her baby's face with a shawl, her face unreadable. Mendeecees exited separately, surrounded by silence. Yandy was nowhere to be seen. Rumors suggested she had flown to New York immediately after walking offstage, refusing to speak to anyone. Back on social media, fans were torn. Some praised Erica for her courage. Others sympathized with Yandy's heartbreak. And a growing number began questioning the ethics of it all. Was it worth it? One tweet read, "Did we gain truth, or just entertainment?" But for Erica, it had always been about the truth. The story, no matter how messy, was no longer hidden in shadows. Her son had a name, a face, and now a father. The final scene of the reunion showed a text message from Mendeecees to Erica. "Thank you for not giving up on me. I'll do better." She didn't respond. She simply turned off her phone, looked at her sleeping baby, and whispered, "We're going to be just fine." And just like that, the screen faded to black. And there you have it, an emotional roller coaster that left everyone stunned, shaken, and speechless. From secret rendezvous and hidden texts to bombshell DNA results and exposed lies. Erica Mena's revelation didn't just rattle one relationship, detonated an entire reality TV universe. Fans were promised drama, but what they got was raw, unfiltered truth that shattered illusions and flipped every storyline on its head. Mendeecees' carefully curated image was torn apart, not by rumors, but by undeniable proof. Erica didn't just bring receipts. She brought an entire filing cabinet of truth. And Yandy, she showed grace, strength, and fierce independence in the face of ultimate betrayal. Whether she chooses to walk away for good or chart a new path remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure. She's not a woman anyone will pity. She's a woman people will remember. And what about the child at the center of it all? The tiny heartbeat that started a chain reaction of consequences. If anything, this saga wasn't just about drama, it was about accountability. About what happens when truth can no longer be buried, and secrets can no longer be ignored. Now it's your turn to weigh in, because this story isn't over, it's just getting started. Do you think Mendeecees can truly redeem himself? Was Erica wrong to bring the truth to light the way she did, or did she do what any mother would? And should Yandy give Mendeecees another chance? Or is this the end of the road? Let us know in the comments below. We're reading everything. Make sure you smash that like button if you were as shocked as we were. Hit subscribe for more jaw-dropping exposes and drama so wild you won't believe it's not scripted. And don't forget to turn on your notifications, because the next scandal, it's always just around the corner. Stay tuned, stay messy, and remember, in the world of reality TV, nothing stays hidden forever.